Our research topic is caregiving for women with breast cancer in Malaysia. Breast cancer is the most common cancer among women in Malaysia by 1 in 30 Malaysian women. Many women in Malaysia also do not routinely check when they have something abnormalities with their breasts. This research focuses on the culture of caregiving for women with breast cancer in Peninsular Malaysia and Sarawak. Caregivers are important because exactly our culture need their help. Culture is something that cannot be permanently in the changing of time, especially in the culture of caregiving due to high standard of living, psychological problems, and also the marriage lifestyle that cause the people to change. The purpose of this research is to find out how COVID-19 pandemic impact caregiving practices and caregivers' experience. Therefore, we have interviewed one respondent for our study, namely Siti Nur Fanisa binti Samsudin. She is 23 years old and originally from Muka, Sarawak, and also a caregiver.
The first problem that caregivers face during this pandemic is financial problems. In terms of financial problems, it refers to the necessity needed by the patient. Example of necessity that patient need and require large expenses include the purchase of medicine such as supplements, the purchase of face masks, the purchase of hand sanitizer, and also the purchase of healthy food such as vegetables and fruits. Next, the second problem faced by caregivers is physical needs. For physical needs, patient needs to change clothes regularly to prevent this pandemic COVID-19 from spreading and infecting others. In addition, the problem encountered also involves tasks left to the caregivers. In general, the job as caregivers is not an easy task because they are caregivers who have their own career and even their own families. So, these caregivers have to take leave and quit their job to take care of patients who are their family's member.
The third effect experienced by our caregivers or respondents while caring for breast cancer patients during this COVID-19 pandemic is psychological effects. This is because the caregiver not only needs to take care of the patient's emotions but their own emotions. As a caregiver or family member also need to be taken care of. Naturally, the emotions of breast cancer patients are well cared for as they tend to experience stress at any time. However, the emotions of caregivers also need to be taken care of so that they do not feel too burdened. Caregivers will also experience stress if they see the patient being emotional.
This is the five step that used by our respondent who is the caregiver to the breast cancer patient. COVID-19 bring the impact to the caregivers not just their money but also their physical and mental. The best way to handling this problem is by find the solution to prevent stress by reset, and this way can make ourselves stay calm because we as humans know that every problem happen is not just come from ourselves but also come from the God to test us, and with the God willing also that problem can be solved. The second step used by our respondent is do her own activity that makes she feel more peaceful and also comfortable from always seeing the patient various emotion and also behavior. The activity that did by our respondent to make herself feel more better, such as spending time with friends, do some exercise and also jogging. This step will make the respondent feel that she has his own space sometime and not focusing to the patient only for all time, especially during COVID-19 that brings so many other problems. Before we want to take care of the patient, we need to take care ourselves. And in addition, the family of the caregivers also need to take care themselves first before taking care other people. And this was the third step in handling problem as the caregiver. We not just need a healthy mind, but we also need the healthy body. In taking care of the patient by taking the healthy food like vegetable, fruit, and also supplement. This healthy body will give the energy to the caregivers in taking care of their patient and also the other family members, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic.
The fourth step taken by the caregiver or our respondent in handling those problems is gathering with family members. By gathering together helps the caregiver to release her stress because family gives social support as they are the one that have close bond with the caregiver. For instance, other family members give positive words or motivations to the caregiver so that she would not feeling devastated. Family members can encourage the caregiver to be strong and patient in taking care of breast cancer patients during this pandemic time. The last step is do not isolate themselves during the pandemic time. The caregiver takes the initiative to seek help from the counselor to get some motivation. The reason for this is to prevent them from getting stressed when taking care of breast cancer patients, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, this helps the caregiver to reduce the amount of stress and manage to control the emotions, which will contribute to the effectiveness in caregiving of breast cancer patients.
Each patient caregiver has a different experience in ensuring the welfare of the patient is maintained. We can see that the analysis of Marxism on the pattern of society has influenced the life of society, especially the cultural aspect in care. But some cultures in society in Malaysia have adopted a system of guardian wages where family members will hire others to take care of their sick family members because there are other commitments such as their jobs. The ability of the community in the financial aspect has caused this culture to become more and more followed by other Malaysians to take care others as new caregivers to their family members until the existence of care services agencies in the country. However, some communities still practice the principle of family is their responsibility, where patient care rights are still exercised by their respective families. Both of these methods explain that although the way and means of caring for patients are different, the purpose is simply to prevent their family members from being neglected without proper care. Moreover, the changes that plague the family institution